Simple Truth brand makes it easy to find better-for-you products that are free from unwanted ingredients. From fresh produce and snacks to household cleaners and more. You won't find artificial ingredients, preservatives, or harsh chemicals in Simple Truth products. So you can fill your fridge and your home with simple, easy-to-understand choices you can feel good about. Just look for the green Simple Truth circle to get the quality items you want, free from the ingredients you don't want. Simple Truth, exclusively at Baker's.
Baker's always gives you savings and rewards on top of our lower-than-low prices. And when you download the Baker's app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's easy to save big. Baker's, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply.
We've locked in low prices to help you save big store-wide. Look for the locked-in low prices tags and enjoy extra savings throughout the store. Baker's, fresh for everyone.
Episode 240, Frugal Living Tips for Fall.
Welcome to the Frugal Friends podcast, where you'll learn to save money, embrace simplicity, and live a richer life. Here are your hosts, Jen and Jill.
Welcome to the Frugal Friends podcast. My name is Jen.
My name is Jill.
And today we are talking fall because for the rest of the country, minus Florida and the southern states, fall is here or coming.
And usually that means really beautiful leaves changing color, mostly because they're dying. But it's a beautiful process.
It's a beautiful process and so many opportunities for saving money and doing free things. And so we just want to highlight all of these for you as we enter into the season so you can be aware of things that you are going to maybe pick up and try and things that you're going to feel, okay, maybe not this season, maybe next time, but glad I know it anyway.
Anytime we can enter into a new season with some extra tips for saving and just and also how to embrace that season, it's fun for us. But First, our sponsor, spider webs. They're typically gross, like something you want to avoid and representative of dark, dingy, neglected basements and crawl spaces. But in the fall, they're decor somehow. And this fall, if you're looking for a type of web that isn't gross, but does connect you with others, check out our new Patreon at frugalfriendspodcast.com/Patreon. Right now, our first 100 members get a free bumper sticker. You know how much we love those. Just for joining. Spider webs, usually something to avoid, sometimes decoration.
It's beautiful. It's always beautiful. There are some people that love Halloween, and I love those people, but I just don't have the patience to decorate for it. It's such an intricate holiday. So
That's
many
a good way of describing it. Intricate.
So many opportunities. Like in Thanksgiving, you have like leaves, cornucopia, turkey. That's it.
Pine cones, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. But
I'm here for the snacks. People do some really creative stuff around Halloween with food. I'm here for that. I'm not here for spending money on spider webs.
yeah. Or costumes. That'll
come up later.
Listeners. Yeah, that'll come up. Anyways, if you are looking for a few episodes to queue up, if you're like, oh, I can't listen to this one anymore, I've been offended, then try out episode 235, which is our Frugal Friends Book Club episode. It's 4 books to read this fall. Or episode 178, which is Simple Living, but Make It Frugal. Or maybe 119, which is Frugal Travel. We talk about staycations, local travel, short road trips. So being kind of a tourist in your own vicinity. We talk with Danielle Desir about that. So 235, 178, 119, pretty good ones to queue up after this one. But let's talk about fall. And what's your favorite season, Jill, before we get into this?
Summer. Summer always.
Summer. Absolutely. You love summer.
Sunshine. I even like summer in Florida. So I am summer through and through.
Yeah. So Florida has 2 seasons, summer and not summer. And so I feel like I'm not a summer girl. I'm a not summer girl. So I'll take fall, winter, and spring. Like I'll be that side of the show.
Okay.
So I love fall, even if it's fake fall. And so our first article is 5 reasons why fall is the most frugal season. And I could not agree more with all 5 of these. What do you think, Jill?
Yeah, they are so fun. Here's the thing, and maybe this is like a post-show thing, but here I am. I'm here now. I think I like the idea of fall, but it never turns out the way that I want it to be. And this was a more northern experience. It has been better since I've been in Florida when the weather's actually really great. But what I found in your places where the leaves turn really pretty is you don't actually get that many days where the weather is really great and crisp and kind of sunny and the leaves are changing and you have off of work and you can actually go to a pumpkin patch. Like that happens maybe for a few hours one time each fall. So that's my opinion.
Yeah. We did grow up in different parts of the country. So
yeah. So that's my opinion. Like I think fall is great. The idea of fall is great, but then lived out, it doesn't typically go this way. But I like this article for embracing the frugality of fall and the things that we can engage in. And some of the ideas and the reminders of, okay, yes, regardless of if it's like cold and muddy and rainy, there are still some really great free fun things we can do.
Absolutely. So this first one, there's 5 on the list. We'll go through all 5. First reason why fall is the most frugal season is the cost of utilities decrease. We have these shoulder seasons, spring and fall, where you can really take advantage of giving your HVAC system a rest, giving your heat, giving your AC just letting it go and really saving a lot of money on your utilities. And when you can be intentional about this, not just like forget and spend money when you really don't have to, but you can be intentional, open the windows, get those. Some of our windows in the new house don't have the, not a filter, it's the
screen
thing that goes over screen.
Mm-hmm.
So get those screens, open up the windows, and let the beautiful weather be your guide. Mm-hmm. And maybe that means you're wearing a tank top around the house when we're on the shoulder of summer, or you're wearing like a sweatshirt when we're closer to turning on the heat, but just kind of being intentional about all of the money saving opportunities in this season.
Yeah, when it is quite temperate, you don't need to be paying for either heating or cooling. That is a very nice part of that time of year.
Yeah. And it's like not like we would ever say don't pay for AC in the summer or leave your heat off in the winter. Those are absolutely not things we would say. But in the spring and fall, great times.
Take advantage of it.
Yes.
The next thing on the list that I would also agree with is that veggies are in season. This is so fun. Fall is literally harvest time. It's part of why we celebrate Thanksgiving at that time. It's the bountiful harvest of what the land has just produced. And so we will often see discounts on veggies, and so much has been harvested at that time. Of course, you're not going to have as many of your like berries and, well, yeah, mostly your berries, but apples and veggies and all kinds of stuff are in bountiful supply. And so you're going to see that reflected also in the prices of those things. So it's a really great time to be stocking up and maybe even considering canning some of these things, baking and cooking and throwing that stuff in the freezer.
Yeah, I once thought about getting into canning, but like the science, everything had to be so accurate, or like you could give yourself botulism, and so I just relented to like freezing.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna get what's on sale and freeze it, especially the berries over summer. But like, yeah, getting things and just putting extra produce in the freezer to use in the winter when it is not on sale. And I would say this is a really good time to, the fall is a good time to take advantage of like farmers markets, roadside stands, the places where farmers markets get their produce. So like cutting out the middleman. So explore some of those in your area, because those ones are going to be more negotiable on price than your big box grocery stores. Yeah, you'll see some sales there, but you won't see like the bulk price sales that you might see at these wholesale retailers or these smaller farm stands. 3 is inexpensive entertainment is at your fingertips. This is my favorite one on the list, because I think one of the reasons that we tend to overspend is that we just get bored. Like, it's Friday, it's Saturday, it's Sunday. What do? Usually those answers involve spending money. And so when we can have a inventory of events going on in the fall, whether it's through your city or an organization, or maybe hosting your own little get together, if you can have an inventory of free events, then you don't have to like relent to the happy hours or the dinners out or the more expensive things that usually we resort to doing that cost money.
Mm-hmm. There are so many festivals, whether you're talking like a pumpkin festival or an apple festival. And that doesn't mean that you have to spend at these things. Oftentimes there are fun things for the kids, free stuff for everyone, just getting outdoors. And this is obviously also the time for all your outdoor activities, biking and taking a walk in the park and having picnics. And just get out there and do it. Mm-hmm. Also, number 4, and I would agree with this one as well, that this is a great time to travel. Usually the summer is the peak travel season. A lot of that has to do with kids and teachers being off of school. And so you see kind of an uptick of travel and an increase in flight and hotel prices. But fall is excellent because not only are you going to see a little bit of a dip in some of these travel packages, but also the weather still is real decent for pretty much anywhere that you want to go. Usually, this would be what's described as like the shoulder season. So you might not have as many activities available, or it might be a little bit cooler in certain parts of the world or the country, but not so frigid that it's not worth going whatsoever. So considering traveling in the fall is definitely a way to save some money.
Mm-hmm. And then the 5th one on this list is to embrace the sales. So now is the time to start planning for your Labor Day and your Black Friday sales, so that we are not tempted by the ads that say, oh, look at this thing on sale. I didn't know I needed it. Well, I guess I'm going to buy it. No, we start thinking now, what are the things around the house that are going to need to be replaced in the next 6 months that should have been replaced 6 months ago, but I've been putting it off? What are the things that I need to replace or upgrade in my capsule wardrobe? So start thinking about and looking at all these things, creating your lists and narrowing them down so that when mostly Black Friday, I think it just depends on which industry, Labor Day or Black Friday, which one is better. But start looking at, you can maybe even look from last year's Labor Day ads and Black Friday ads for a particular store or company. You can usually still have access to those ads somewhere, like PDF form somewhere on the internet, and see, Home Depot's sale on Black Friday was better than their sale on Labor Day. We actually had somebody in Home Depot tell us the best sales there were 4th of July and Black Friday for appliances. And I was like, great, we'll pick one of those to get our appliance package. So you can look to compare to see which is better based on what you need so that you can plan and be prepared to take advantage of these great sales. We love them. We want to take advantage of them, but we don't want them to cost us more because ultimately they are a marketing technique. Stores don't lower prices for you. They lower prices because it causes people to get what they need and more. So essentially overspend. So we want to take advantage of these sales without having them take advantage of us.
I love that idea of already starting to think ahead because that can be when we impulse purchase of this is just a really great deal. Yeah, but is it on your list? Is it something you've been thinking about for a couple of months? Has it been on the radar for a while? And is it actually the best deal that you can find, especially for these larger things, like you're saying, the appliances or the electronics? I love that idea.
Yeah, it's definitely, so things like clothes and like accessories, you probably don't need to plan for those on a Black Friday unless it's like a bigger piece, like maybe a coat or something. Those sales are usually bigger. They're, anniversary sales or annual sales sort of things. But if you missed one of those and you still need something, worth taking the second best sale of the year if you can. So it just depends. So that's all for this article. And our next article moves into, again, emphasizing that having fun for free or on a budget. Because I think that is my favorite thing to talk about when we're talking about saving money, because it was one of the big reasons I didn't want to pay off debt is because I didn't want to just sit at home and watch Netflix for 5 years. I really wanted to get out and do things. And so when we can talk about what are things you can do that so you aren't bored, so you aren't browsing Amazon or running into TJ Maxx or Target to quote unquote just browse.
AI might be the most important new computer technology ever. It's storming every industry, and literally billions of dollars are being invested. So buckle up. The problem is that AI needs a lot of speed and processing power. So how do you compete without costs spiraling out of control? It's time to upgrade to the next generation of the cloud, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, or OCI. OCI is a single platform for your infrastructure, database, application development, and AI needs. OCI has 4 to 8 times the bandwidth of other clouds, offers one consistent price instead of variable regional pricing. And of course, nobody does data better than Oracle. So now you can train your AI models at twice the speed and less than half the cost of other clouds. If you want to do more and spend less, like Uber, 8x8, and Databricks Mosaic, take a free test drive of OCI at oracle.com/strategic. That's oracle.com/strategic. oracle.com/strategic.
Simple Truth brand makes it easy to find better for you products that are free from unwanted ingredients. From fresh produce and snacks to household cleaners and more. You won't find artificial ingredients, preservatives, or harsh chemicals in Simple Truth products. So you can fill your fridge and your home with simple, easy-to-understand choices you can feel good about. Just look for the green Simple Truth circle to get the quality items you want, free from the ingredients you don't want. Simple Truth, exclusively at Baker's.
So this one is from our friend of the show, Allison Baggerly, over at inspiredbudget.com. And it's 15 fun fall activities on a budget to try in 2022.
I love lists like this where they're given ideas of here's something you can do. Usually, even if, I know of that or I've done that before, it's a nice reminder. Sometimes we don't have the full list of good ideas readily available in our head. So this was a good refresher of what are the things that I enjoy doing that don't cost me money. And I particularly like how Allison broke it down into 3 portions here of fun things that we can do with friends, things we can do with family, things we can enjoy with the kiddos. So we probably won't go through all 15. Maybe we will, but at least a few in each category so that everyone can find something.
Mm-hmm.
Number one did stand out to me. So this is within the category of fall activities to do with friends. And of course, you don't have to keep it just in that category. You can do this with family and kids and all of the above. But host a potluck football party, which is exactly how like a non-sports person would describe it. And I feel so seen.
You did host a potluck football party.
I did.
For the Super Bowl.
And it was so fun. I think anything that we can kind of gather around, for me, similar to what I referenced about Halloween at the top of the show, it is less about the event and more about the food. But anything that we can find that we can get together for, we will often also host potluck parties at our house around maybe a concert playing on TV that we found for free. Eric and I just watched like a free festival on the television. We didn't invite anybody over, but I had that thought afterwards. I'm like, this was really fun. This would have been really enjoyable to have other people over and just like bring a dish and we'll watch this concert or we'll watch this game. And you may or may not watch the game, but you're getting together with people and you're having a good time. And then there is something that you can turn your attention to if the conversation gets dull.
Yeah, we just like were making fun of things during the Super Bowl. I don't remember what we were making fun of. It was
that's right. You are really good at this too, Jen. You hosted both an Olympic party and
yes,
I felt like we co-hosted the Super Bowl party, but really what we did was pull out the whiteboard and had like a drinking game. Now most of us were just like drinking water or a seltzer, or like maybe wine, whatever you want. It was
more
more
like
about
taking
like
shots.
No, it was more like something fun and things to be paying attention to. Mm-hmm. But I think it was like, you know, something that you take a sip anytime a touchdown happens or anytime Tom Brady shows up on the TV, or we just had like different things that might happen throughout the Super Bowl. And
most of them did happen. It was very fun. And then you're like yelling at everyone, take a drink. I'm like gifted at drinking games. That's my
But it's so funny because like we weren't drinking the whole time. Again, I think most of the time I was sipping water, but it was really fun just to have this like whiteboard and the game, and there's just, you know, something for everyone. So there you go. That's not on this list. Sorry, Allison, we are expounding upon your article, but it's a good idea.
Yeah. And you can expand this to football. We're not big football fans. We're just like drinking game fans, I guess. But Hocus Pocus 2 is coming out. So you could have a potluck for Hocus Pocus 2 or any other fall movie that you want to watch or something. I don't know why it would be anything other than Hocus Pocus 2, but to each their own. So it's not just football. It can be football. But I think the point is just to have some friends over, do a potluck, and save some money. The second one on the list, if I can pull it up, is to go on a walk. So grab your tennis shoes, call a friend you haven't seen in a while, and meet them for a nice long walk somewhere that is really pretty. Or they could just come over to your house. You guys can, you know, make some coffee at home, take it on the way, and just go for a walk, because walking is great exercise. If you heard our Frugal Fitness episode, we very much promoted walking as a great way to get fit and to reconnect with people, because it's hard. Some people can talk when they run. I am not one of them. Yeah. I am very much like, can't breathe, can't talk, leave me alone. So walking is a great community and fitness builder, and it's free, and it's not super stupid hot anymore in the fall. So it's like, go back outside.
Eric has inspired me. He will go on a walk when he is calling a friend, like connecting with someone. I mean, for us, it's people back in PA. For me, it might be my mom or my sister. And rather than just like sitting stationary on the couch while I do that or doing dishes, going for a walk while also having a phone call with someone that you need to catch up with has been a nice little pivot for us recently. The next one on the list for things that we can do with friends is visit a state park. I really like this one. This is something that we love to do with friends, is go on. This is another version of a walk, might be a hike if there's a little bit of an incline that doesn't exist in Florida, but there are alligators you can spot, which is really fun, or armadillos. But really taking advantage again of the weather and visiting some of your more like beautiful places in the area together, and taking an all-day adventure, packing a picnic and seeing what your area has to offer.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to jump down to the families and kids section because I know Jill will not jump down to these sections. So I think I am going to take Kai to a pumpkin patch this year. That's one of the suggestions, because I always see these cute pictures of kids at like pumpkin patches, and they have petting zoo and the corn maze or hay, and it always looks so fun. And I think he's at the age where he would really enjoy it. And typically I think, so sometimes these you do have to pay to get in, but there are ones at the farms, anything where they have like something else to sell, I think you can get in for free. So like You Pick Farms, I know my in-laws have a You Pick farm, and that's how I know this. It's free to get in, and then you like pick stuff and pay for it. So I think they do have pumpkins, but it's not like a pumpkin patch. So maybe they will have something like this year, and I can just be easy to just take them to my in-laws. But otherwise, I will find one to take Kai to.
Yes, that's a fun one. And then that leads into another activity of carving and decorating, and then leaving it out on your porch to rot until Christmas.
I once carved a pumpkin. Actually, I have carved one pumpkin in my life, and in it, I just carved the words spice latte.
That's a lot of work.
I know. That's why it's the first and last spice latte. Yeah, pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah. You look at you. Yeah. PSL.
So basic.
The one that I like on this, I don't think this is just for kids. This is for family and friends too, but creating an outdoor movie experience. We have done this with friends. We want to do it again. And it's just so fun. Hanging a sheet outside, borrowing a projector from someone, or there are opportunities to get a really decent projector for under $100. Still not like free, obviously, but if someone has a projector you can borrow, this is really fun. Or bring your TV outside.
Yeah.
But we enjoy this a ton, hanging a big sheet. And that's where you can also combine it with other things that are inevitably on this list, as I'm sure you all know, roasting s'mores, having a bonfire. It can all kind of be wrapped up into this event.
S'mores are one of my favorite desserts. It's one of my favorite like flavor combinations. I'm obsessed with s'mores. Mm-hmm. So I love that one on this list. My last one on this list that I will talk about, well, I have two more. So the first one is stargaze at night. And this is one I think is fun to do once a quarter because the stars really change. Like you can really see a shift like every season. So to do this once a season is really great. So you can use an app like Skyview. That's a free app. And you can put it up and see which constellations you're looking at. It's super fun, even without kids. Mm-hmm. And you can just like accentuate it by like getting a blanket, getting some hot cocoa, and hanging out, looking up at stars.
Yeah.
Running around.
You can also follow along online the space station, the International Space Station. Oftentimes if the sky's clear, you can see it go by in the sky, which is so fun as well. So plenty. And for us living where we do in Florida, so close to where launches happen, sometimes we're able to see landings of some of these space shuttles or takeoffs, which is cool too. And last thing I'm going to talk about on here kind of weaves together the walking and some other things on here, like creating leaf rubbings and adventure and exploring. And one of the things that we used to do as kids, I believe this was my mom's idea, which I still do with other children to this day, is go on interesting things walks. It's just a regular walk, but you take along like a basket or a bag and you collect interesting things. And then when you get back, you can kind of lay them all out and look at all the interesting things you collected and learn about them, create leaf rubbings, build with it, make pretend porridge, all the things you do as a kid. Just make sure you're not collecting cigarette butts like I used to do on interesting things walks.
Interesting. That's very telling, Jill. Yes. I imagine you actually like stealing things. Like, oh, look, this is interesting. This is somebody's like porch light.
Yes. Look at how interesting this is. This doesn't fit in my basket.
Leaf rubbings was also my last one. I think that's really fun. We don't have very interesting leaves here, though, which is why I was like not going to say it. But then if you live somewhere with interesting leaves, this is definitely fun for kids. It is a fun... I like looking at them, but my son does it at daycare, and she has to like print fun leaves off of the internet.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, or it could morph into, as it has for me, into adulthood, taking pictures of the interesting things I see. I think we've got a lot of really beautiful vegetation in Florida that I might not be able to create a rubbing with, but I can take a picture of it.
Yeah. Something you can always have, you won't ever have to take a picture of it or leave it behind.
Just listen to it.
Yeah.
The Bill of the Week.
That's right. It's time for the best minute of your entire week. Maybe a baby was born and his name is William. Maybe you paid off your mortgage. Maybe your car died and you're happy to not have to pay that bill anymore. Duck bills, Buffalo Bills, Bill Clinton. This is the Bill of the Week.
Hi, Jen and Jill. This is Maciej from Kraków, Poland. I love your podcast. It helps me to keep my motivation to be frugal, so thanks a lot. My Bill of the Week is connected with my way to minimalism and also with my splurge. Since 2 years ago, me and my wife tried to get rid of all the things we don't need. For example, I left only one guitar that I really play, and I sold or gave to other people 4 guitars that I also had and I didn't really use. I also had quite a nice guitar amplifier and that I didn't need, and I did a barter exchange with the owner of my favorite coffee roaster in Poland, who just happened to need a guitar amp. So I gave him an amp, and and he will give me a lot of coffee for that. And I must say that apart from many things that I don't really need, I don't really buy, specialty coffee from small artisan roasteries is something I can give all my money. So up till now, it is my favorite bill of all time. Once again, thanks for your work. Bye.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun. Hello in Poland. That's so fun.
Yes, thanks for calling us from... I didn't know we had listeners in Poland. This is so fun for me.
And getting rid of those guitars and that amp that you're not using and getting closer to middle and getting coffee from it. We can very much support that.
Yeah, that's a great bartering. I really enjoy when I'm able to do a trade of something of high value for something of lower value, but more quantity, like what you're describing here of one guitar amp that would be of high value for many, many cups of coffee. It's so, so wonderful. What a great hack. I love this. There was a time when Eric and I, with a friend, bartered construction labor for massages. And since his construction labor hourly was a little bit more than at the time her massage labor hourly, we ended up with more massages. Actually, she still owes us some. Liana, next time you're here. That's so, so great. What an excellent tip and unique way of going about bartering. And minimizing. There's many, many tips within your bill of the week. So thanks for calling in and sharing.
Congratulations. If you want to submit your bill of the week, visit frugalfriendspodcast.com/bill to leave us your bill from wherever you are in the world.
Simple Truth brand makes it easy to find better for you products that are free from unwanted ingredients. From fresh produce and snacks to household cleaners and more. You won't find artificial ingredients, preservatives, or harsh chemicals in Simple Truth products. So you can fill your fridge and your home with simple, easy-to-understand choices you can feel good about. Just look for the green Simple Truth circle to get the quality items you want, free from the ingredients you don't want. Simple Truth, exclusively at Baker's.
When you download the Baker's app, you have easy access to savings every day. Get the most out of weekly sales and receive personalized coupons to save on your favorite items, all while earning 1 fuel point for every $1 spent. Baker's makes it easy to save while you shop, whether it's in-store or online, so you get the most value out of every trip, every time. Download the Baker's app now to save big on your next purchase. Baker's, fresh for everyone. Must have a digital account to redeem offers. Restrictions may apply. See site for details.
And now it's time for the lightning round.
Pew, pew, pew. So today we're going to share what is included in our fall bucket lists.
Do you normally create a fall bucket list?
I try to, I will take an inventory of events that are happening each season. I used to get to them a lot more. And now with child, it's harder to make them. But I still do an inventory of the events. I'll look at Facebook. I'll look at the city website. Just make sure I know what's happening when so that I can be prepared. If by some random chance we are not doing anything and the stars align, that it is appropriate for us to leave the house. But I hate Halloween costumes. I think they are a huge waste. I can't justify wearing something one time and then never wearing it again.
Do you hate Halloween costumes or do you hate buying Halloween costumes?
I think it would be both. I hate buying something for a one-time use, but I would also hate just like consuming it for a one-time use and then I have it and I don't care if it was free, it's just sitting there. So I would like to come up with some kind of family Halloween costume from things that we either already have or can get from the thrift store and will be reused.
Yeah.
That is on my bucket list.
And do you have an idea of what you'll be?
I have a feeling it's going to be Paw Patrol related. Yes. And it is going to be such a sad makeshift Paw Patrol, but not as sad as some of the actual like legit costumes that people wear. Like if you Google like Paw Patrol birthday party and you see scary, like full dog, like just like dog mascot costumes, like repurposed into Paw Patrol. So yeah, I don't know.
Well, creating the costume in and of itself is an activity. If you're DIYing it, that's an activity one night. Then wearing it is a whole other activity. We've always done costumes that we could just pull stuff from our closet and put it together in a way that looks like we tried.
Yeah. So that's going to be a big task that I'm preparing for.
Yeah. Nice.
How about you, Jill?
So I am combining actually a lot of the tips that were in both of these articles for something that we're planning this fall. Every year we go on a trip, usually in the fall, with some other friends. And this year it's to Utah. So similar to what the one article mentioned about traveling in the fall, we do find that we can get places a little bit less expensively. And then we share an Airbnb rental. So that helps cut the costs. And we often do it in areas that have a lot of hiking and outdoor activities. So we're going to go check out Zion National Park. And I'm so looking forward to that.
Yeah, Zion's fun. It's a fun little area.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, cool. I hope that goes. I'm still not invited to these friend trips. I've never been invited.
That's not true. We did a friend trip.
These particular friends that you go on these trips with. These particular ones.
They're PA friends.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. Anyways.
We just have to do our own. Let's plan it.
I think we are going. Okay. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. We'd love to hear your fall bucket list items. So let us know over on Instagram or in our Patreon. Who knows? I don't know. But we also, in addition to the Patreon, have like a upper level where we offer kind of monthly challenges with lessons and accountability groups. And we want to congratulate one of our members of that club, the Frugal Friends Club, Allie, who during our Declutter Challenge had a big win. And she said, "Book clean out. I love encouraging my kids to read. I always spend on them as I always get my books free. We went through our books and donated around town in these little donation boxes." And there she shows the picture of the little free library. So she was decluttering and she's also donating for other families to be able to have the gift of reading for free. So that was a really, really great win. So good for you, Allie.
Congrats, Allie. What a great idea. Again, I think similar to our bill of the week, there's multiple benefits in this of the decluttering and then the giving away and allowing other people to enjoy it. And then the opportunity to bring in new things as well. So it's, such a beautiful community cycle that's happening. Great job.
Yes. So thanks for listening. If you want to check out our monthly challenge community, head to frugalfriendspodcast.com/club. See what challenge we have coming up next. And join us if you need a little bit more accountability on your financial freedom journey.
See you next time, everyone.
Frugal Friends is produced by Eric Siriani.
Okay, Jen, we travel together. It's just always
we do.
It is work. We're about to go to Podcast Movement in Texas. That's going to be fun.
We're supposed to be going to Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
The cabin trip.
Yep, doing a Tennessee trip. We have hopes of one day doing an Alaskan cruise together.
That's a bucket list, a life bucket list item for us. Is Alaskan cruise together. That will be fun. Lisa Rowan, who was on the show, she just took an Alaskan cruise and she sent me a postcard from Alaska.
Yeah, of course she did. She's so good at
it.
Snail mail. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And she loved it. And she is not a cruise person. And I was like, you're not a cruise person till you take a good cruise. And then you're a cruise person.
Then you're a cruiser. Cruising around.
Cruiser. Yeah. I'd like to give a shout out. Speaking of cruises, I'd like to give a shout out to the Frugal Cruisers.
Yes. Tell us about them, Jen.
If you are a cruiser like me, I feel like if I didn't have the Frugal Friends podcast, maybe I'd have the Frugal Cruisers podcast. So I'm glad somebody did it. But it's just these guys that quit their jobs and now they're travel agents, and now they make videos on YouTube about their cruising, and people live vicariously through their videos on Instagram and YouTube.
Did you meet them?
But also, no, I haven't. I haven't
Okay.
cruised with them. No. But they are just giving tips on how to cruise. I did take one of their tips, though. I actually didn't know this. When you on certain Carnival ships, Carnival is what they usually cruise, right? When you get on from like noon to 2 or 4, there's a half price happy hour at one of the bars. And I was like, I didn't know this. And so Travis and I actually went, and and I was just planning on getting a half price drink because Travis doesn't drink.
Mm-hmm.
But then the very nice bartender pressured us into getting the fishbowl.
Oh,
the fishbowl is like
I got a
over
picture of
4
that.
drinks.
You did send me
Yeah.
a picture.
It was a lot to start off. Like, we're not big drinkers.
Hit the ground running.
It was a lot. And Travis doesn't get drunk. He gets tired.
Yeah.
So he goes back after this fishbowl that I drank most of. And I was just feeling like it was so much sugar.
Yeah.
But also a lot of alcohol, and those two mix well. I was like, I'm just going to lay down and read in the sun. And he's already out cold sleeping.
Wow.
But the fishbowl was like more than half off. So there's no way we would have ever gotten one of those had we not been like here. So I guess thank you, Frugal Cruisers, but also dang, you owe me an apology.
This is what it's like to travel with you. Fish bowls and naps.
Yeah, no, that's what it's like to travel. Yeah, with me and Travis, at least. Fish bowls for me, naps for him. But it's so good for us because you get on there and you don't have to spend any money. And that's what Travis really dislikes about vacation, is just the constant spending of money. So we'll do like the free things, but then there's always every day you have to spend money on something. And he just really dislikes that.
Yeah.
So with the cruise,
It's
nothing
all
except the
inclusive.
quarter game. Yeah.
Except for how much you choose to gamble and the fish bowls.
Yeah. But that was my summer bucket list. I did that over the summer, and we'll see about next summer.
All right.
Simple Truth brand makes it easy to find better-for-you products that are free from unwanted ingredients. From fresh produce and snacks to household cleaners and more. You won't find artificial ingredients, preservatives, or harsh chemicals in Simple Truth products. So you can fill your fridge and your home with simple, easy-to-understand choices you can feel good about. Just look for the green Simple Truth circle to get the quality items you want, free from the ingredients you don't want. Simple Truth, exclusively at Baker's.
When you download the Baker's app, you have easy access to savings every day. Get the most out of weekly sales and receive personalized coupons to save on your favorite items, all while earning 1 fuel point for every $1 spent. Baker's makes it easy to save while you shop, whether it's in-store or online, so you get the most value out of every trip, every time. Download the Baker's app now to save big on your next purchase. Baker's, fresh for everyone. Must have a digital account to redeem offers. Restrictions may apply. See site for details.